The next slide has the Lord's Supper tradition as narrated in the Gospel of Luke. Most of the time when people take communion these days, and in fact almost all of the time in the Bible when communion is discussed, it is started with a breaking of bread and passing it around, then a cup of wine and passing that around. However, in Luke starts with a cup, and taking that cup, Jesus says, "I will not drink of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of God comes." That kingdom of God is a state of being, probably, which reflects the kind of mission that Jesus has done throughout the Gospel of Luke, but it is not finished, and it will be in its completion when Jesus returns. That's the general scheme that Jesus talks about in the Gospel of Luke. After he takes that first cup, he takes the bread and passes it around, breaks it first, passes it around, which is what you would do during Passover. And he does the same thing with the cup of wine after the meal. He takes it and he passes it around. And he says, instead of saying, this is what we do for Passover, remembering our ancestors, instead Jesus says, this cup is a new agreement in my blood, and do this as in remembrance of me. So it becomes a way of remembering Jesus by apparently eating his flesh and drinking his blood. Certainly, there are many different ways to understand what that passage means, and so that would be a subject for a later discussion. But Luke is cup, bread, cup, which is different from the other Gospels.